Good day, everyone. Welcome back to another elite interview. Today, it is none other than Veejay Jones, who has one of the more fun names to say in obstacle racing. As the title and thumbnail said, this is going to be about Les Spartan Games Season 2. But we also talk about this season, kind of the whole thing, and what's coming up next year for him. And it was a great chat. So I hope you enjoy it. Me and VJ, away we go.
Ready to start?
Get under my blanket here.
Oh
yeah.
my! You know, you could put on a hoodie. It might do the same thing.
It's chilly, dude. Blankets.
All right.
Nice.
Okay, let's get started. Victor Julius Jones, aka Veejay Jones. Is that
Kind of.
Is that your actual name?
No, so like the way that you see it spelled, Veejay, that's my name. Like that's official.
I feel like we've covered this, but
Probably.
I'm getting older, VJ. I'm getting older.
Me too.
I'm going to be 50 in April.
You know that you're more than twice my age?
When I was your age, a 50-year-old was a fucking grandpa.
Well, I wasn't going to say anything, but, you know.
There are people my age who have grandchildren. There are people I went to high school with who had kids right away, right?
Yeah.
But I'm saying that this is to let you know what the future can be, right?
So if I work really hard and I dedicate myself, I can attain everything that you have. That's all mine.
That 50 is not a death sentence, my friend. That you can be vibrant, you can have your wits about you.
You know, at this point in my life, like I think towards the future, and I can't even imagine like what it'll be like. In my mind, like I'm gonna be like 20 forever,
Of
at
course.
least right now.
Of
So
course.
I can't even picture that, but I think I can be resilient. See,
dude, you want to talk about hope? Okay. When I was 20, we got Bill Clinton, so we were like, man, life is gonna be awesome, right? We'd had these like 8 years of like Reagan first Bush, and it was like, man, we have this young happening president. He smokes weed. He plays the fucking saxophone. I mean, life is gonna be awesome.
well, I won't get into any of today's politics, but
We had the
it's a little
dream
different
team,
in
the
mine.
real dream team.
The OG dream team.
Okay, I know you're familiar with them, Veej. I'm just telling you how hopeful I was as a 20-year-old. Hope springs eternal.
Dude, hope's hard to come by these days. So we'll see what happens. Every like few weeks, it's a new roll of the dice. Like who knows what's going to change, what the next thing's going to be. So
we were promised flying cars, my friend.
Yeah, that heavily missed out. I remember I saw something about what was it? The Back to the Future date that they went to the future, and it was like 2016 or something, and they had like hoverboards and flying cars.
Right.
They could just see us now.
We do have hoverboards, don't we? Aren't those real?
Well, no, they still have wheels.
You can't hover?
No, they call them hoverboards for some reason, but nothing hovers. You just
How about
roll.
that one wheel thing?
That's really sick, though.
The hipsters fucking rolling around on the one wheel.
They just came out with a new one, the GT. It's got more range, more power, more capable. I think I might have to get one.
Right. Well, listen.
Sweet.
Listen.
Okay.
You see, I don't like to get in people's personal life, but you are with someone. You might marry that person, right? If you do, hold out on the kids thing, because all your money's out the door. Just telling you right now.
Yeah, I'm with that 100%. Like I'm in no rush, and that's a big like if or maybe if it happens.
Right.
Not really part of the plan at this point.
Right. My wife just peeked in and looked at me by me saying that. He's 20 years old, honey. I'm trying to save him some heartache.
What, 23.
You want to come say hi? My wife doesn't believe you're 20 years old. He couldn't believe I'm 50. So this is what people in their late 40s look like. See?
I just wanted to see what a 20-year-old looked like.
I'm 23. 23.
Oh, okay. You're 23. Okay.
I'm a little
Still.
past 20, just like barely, but yeah.
Right. You started obstacle racing when you were how old?
16.
Right.
15 or 16, yeah. So I've been doing it for a cool minute, but yeah.
Right. Yeah,
Wow.
that's what they look
Cool.
like.
Wow. Nice to meet you.
That's VJ. That's
Nice to meet you too. Nice to meet you. I've heard about you.
Yeah, see, this is why, you're still the future of obstacle racing, even though you've been around for 7 years. It's like people, Bracken gets mad because he's like, I'm not that old. I'm like, yeah, but you've been around for 10 years, so people think you're old. It's the same thing with you, except that yours is a little bit scaled slightly differently.
A little bit. Yeah. I'm the only one that was really young that got into it, that stuck with it, other than like an Isaiah,
But
sometimes
even
you get these
Isaiah,
little flashes of light.
even Isaiah, I think was 21 when I met him.
Well, I think he started and he was still a teenager, like 19 or something like that.
I feel like when I met him at World's Toughest, he was maybe 20 or 21. But yeah, but now, and I know this is side topic, but now we are starting to see the real first generation of teens that might actually move into pro. Like you were in a anomaly. Like, who is this kid?
Yeah.
But now you've got the whole, like, the brother and sister I just interviewed there, the girl that I think broke your record, maybe.
So she definitely, I think, was ahead. Well, I don't have a podium record. I have a win, and that still stands. But
So
as
when you
far
first
as
podiumed, it wasn't, because I remember calling
my
you.
first podium was my first win. That was like,
Right. But I remember like calling Alec and being like, hey, Alec, this young person says he's beating you, but I think you have it, like blah, blah, blah. I remember those days.
mm-hmm.
So you're saying you have youngest, you don't have youngest outside of a win because
Right.
your first one
I
was.
don't have youngest podium. I think James Nair was actually younger than me when he podiumed, but I won when I was 16 and like 16 and like 10 months, 16 and 9 months or something like that. And James was younger than me. But then these girls from like that OCR girls group, they're young and
Right.
their podium.
Right.
The podiuming is amazing. They're crushing it.
It's super cool. Let's talk about the known as, first of all, I see a giant second mud run. Who did you lose?
Logan Broadbent.
Oh, geez. Come on, man. Get ahead of that guy.
Well, I had plenty of excuses to roll out, but I'm not going to. He was just he was a monster that day, and he definitely earned it. He beat me by a lot too. Like halfway through the race, I knew it was over. He'd already put like 2 minutes on me, and I just let him go. It's like I wasn't gonna run him down.
Right.
Flying.
But here's the great news about you though, VJ. Your future is high. Like if I was buying futures, I would buy Veejay Jones futures, right?
I appreciate that.
At the start of this year, or maybe even last year, it was like, hey, time to start short selling Woodsy stuff. But go futures. You see what I'm saying here?
Yeah. Wow, that's awesome.
Listen, I'm just trying to relate to the listener. I know we're day trading now. I'm just trying to relate.
That's fair. Stay relevant, man.
What the fuck? Is that your stream or my stream?
I have 4 bars plus the little up and down arrows and the plus. I'm crushing it over here.
Wait, say that part again. Hey, the connection was wonky. Say that part again.
Well, I was addressing the connection thing. I have 4 bars, the up and down arrows, and a plus. Like I have to be crushing internet signal right now.
Okay, so I'm going to switch from internet to my phone. So it might take a second to go over, but that only says 1 bar on the phone. So why would I want to do that?
I don't know, man.
All right,
So
stay here.
weird.
All right, let's talk about Les Spartan Games.
Cool.
You get the invite.
Mhm.
Thought was what?
I'm not ready for this.
That was literally your first thought.
That was the first thought. Like, I'd been training specifically, I've made this very public, very known. Like, I am very specific in my training to specific events. So going into OCR Worlds, I was a 3K monster. Then going into Big Bear, I was specific to like, I need to win a 10K mountain race with obstacles. So I was very specific to
get
that.
these bitches off my back.
Well, no, just to like, I knew I was capable of it. I wanted to really put it together and have a shot at the series. So that was pretty much the athlete that I was. And then, 4 days before I fly out, Spartan's like, someone dropped out. We have a spot. And I'm like, why not? I'm already going to be there. Like, I'll go ahead and hop in. So basically, I went in like no real preparation or anything like that. I was not nearly strong as I needed to be for these events, but it was fun. I took it as more of kind of like a celebration of all the hard work that I put in this year and just like getting to do something really fun and go meet some new people and have a blast with it. And it was very fun. It was very difficult and challenging, but it was fun.
So, and it's meet new people, hang out with your buddies, right? You got Kent there, right? And all those guys. What's your dog's name?
Wesley.
I believe I might have asked you that before.
He's the Bread Pirate, Wesley.
I was going to say, who's he named after? The Dread Pirate Roberts?
Yeah, I think I'm going to get like a big St. Bernard one day and name him Fezzik. And that'll be pretty sweet.
Just have a whole family going on. Yeah, I saw that movie in the theater, VJ. How do you think about that?
That's amazing. That's like my go-to film. I'm probably going to watch it in the next few days here. And I have a sweet Dread Pirate Wesley costume that I break out every year for Halloween.
Okay, why is it your favorite film, VJ Jones?
I don't know, dude. It's like the most cheesy, low-budget thing ever, but they hit the mark. It's perfect. Each of those characters is so memorable. There's so many memorable lines. Like, there's no one that gets swept over. Like, when you think about that movie, there's so many iconic things that are said by every single character that stick with you forever. So I'm with it. I like it.
Did you see the big remake they did this year, like on social?
No.
Oh, I think it might have been on that Quibi app now that I think about it, but I'm sure it's already been moved to YouTube. So like everybody took like 15 or 20 seconds and filmed it like in their backyard. And like it's obviously in their backyard, but that's what made it great. So like Jack Black does a scene and like, Patton Oswalt is like doing the inconceivable scene and like
nice.
all that different kind of stuff. It's really good. You should see. It's like a ton of celebrities.
I'll have to check it out.
Just
sure.
Google Princess Bride remake 2020 or something. Maybe it's called The Pandemic. Like I said, it might have been on Quibi, RIP Quibi. So you get there. I don't know if you know this. I get distracted occasionally. You get there. You're like, I'm not a strong guy. First event, boom, deck of heavy. I want you to lift this awkwardly shaped fucking thing and carry it around and then push this fucking sled. And you're like, all right.
Pretty much. That was it. Like every event was like, okay, this isn't necessarily my forte, but I'll hop in and I'll give it a go. Like it wasn't, I didn't put any pressure on myself. Like I had 2 big goals in the year. I wanted to win the 3K and I wanted to like put a strong showing in the national series. And I did both those things. So this was just kind of like icing on the cake.
So what event did you enjoy the most?
Probably the mountain bike and the tactical event that we did at the end. That was very cool. Like I've had plenty of shooting experience, but I've never done it in that kind of environment, going in with a high heart rate after like moving heavy weight. So it was really cool to like have to go through all the safety procedures, like appropriate firearm safety, or you get penalized and have to like do all of that stuff. So that was very cool. I enjoyed that one a lot. But also just getting to ride the mountain bike, it really like re-stimulated my passion for that. So I'm all excited. I'm going to go riding more. Can you put him somewhere else, please?
Yeah, man, God, he's distracting. Put him somewhere else. God.
My dog, like he doesn't get bored of things. He's like straight up, like if he's gonna try to like get me to do something with him, he'll sit here for an hour and just like slam his head into me holding a toy until I throw it.
No, that's what the dog does. Like you throw
Yeah.
that toy once, you may like you're doing it for life.
That's it. Yeah.
So if I
Committed.
come to your house and your dog comes over to me with a toy in his mouth, I'm not fucking throwing it. Okay, I know that. I'm not.
That's fair.
Because he's just going to keep coming back to me.
Yeah, pretty much.
You seem pretty mellow today, Veejay. You're usually a little bit more peppy.
Well, I haven't ran since Spartan Games ended, and I am not planning on doing it for another week or two at least. And then if I start exercising again, it probably won't be running. I'll probably be mountain biking or swimming or something. So it'll be I'm super mellow right now, dude. I'm wrapped up in this nice fuzzy blanket, dude. Staying warm. Got a fireplace that I might turn on soon. A little bit of snow on the ground outside. Very chill. Chill winter days.
All right, let's shift focus. I may have a new backyard soon. Maybe not. We're seeing. And if I do, right?
Right.
What's the first thing I should build in my new backyard obstacle course? What's the first thing I should build?
Well, probably the most functional thing would be a rig because
Right.
you can do a lot with that.
Right.
But I'd look to see like if there's something you struggle with. Is there anything you struggle with?
All obstacles. I work on running. I need to work on all my obstacles.
Z-Wall is pretty easy to build. Plus, it's really cool to spend time on. But honestly, you can only do one thing on it. So I would go rig for sure. Rig is the move always.
Right. And then who's your appendage maker of choice?
My appendage maker?
I don't know. What would you call it? You know, like you can switch it. You got balls, you got ropes. Like you have a company.
Oh, I see. Oh, I'm really big into Force 5. I'd say Force 5 is
5.
my go-to. That's like most of the grips on my rig are Force 5. I like those guys a lot. They're super cool.
Just had a thought, VJ. Always thinking.
Cool.
The older I've gotten, the more I've understood this value of multiple income streams, right? Like you hear about that since you're a kid, but you like, oh, how can I have different money coming in from different avenues, right? One day, VJ, you're not going to be as fast as you are now. Just saying, one day.
Right.
So have you thought of that? Like you could have like the VJ branded blah, 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 or the Black Forest branded blah, 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 and sell some of that shit.
Totally. Yeah, I saw that recently with some obstacle racers that moved away from being like full-time elite and had to find a job, and didn't build anything for themselves their entire career. And it was kind of like, oh shit, like I mean I have a lot of time to really build my career and build my brand and everything like that, but if I don't try to build anything while I'm in this position, then I'm going to transition out of being competitive, and then I'm going to have nothing, and I'm going to go work at a grocery store or something, and that's not ideal. So that was one of the driving forces behind starting Black Forest Performance Training. It was like, it's something I can put a little bit of time into. It's something I really enjoy doing. Like I don't promote it a lot, but I still have clients that roll through, and I'm thinking I'm just going to slowly put effort into that and keep expanding. And eventually, say, 10, 12 years down the road, I'm over it. I don't want to race anymore. I have something I can transition into that the foundation's already laid, everything's already built. And, it might be like a little empire that's already thriving on its own. So that's kind of where I am with that. I really enjoy, doing the running mechanics work, and I'm going to expand into a couple other fields here soon. Especially now that I have more time. I'm not training like mad mid-season. So that was kind of the idea there. Like I want something that I can smoothly transition out of being an athlete into the next phase of life without like any stress of like trying to figure out how I'm going to pay my rent without, winning races.
So, are you the first beneficiary on Richard Diaz's will? He's gonna bequeath you all of his training stuff so you can be that guy.
No, I don't think so. He has a son.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, then you're not gonna get that stuff. He's gonna get it.
No, but I might like, sneak into his house and steal some stuff.
Right.
And he's yeah. Yeah, he's not going to be in California much longer. He's actually moving to a new location. It's going to be pretty cool.
You're not allowed to say where.
I'm pretty sure he's going to Tennessee.
Oh, really? Most people go to Colorado or Texas. That seems to be the big move.
Yeah, dude, he's outside the box for sure. But yeah, like he'll probably start doing like running clinics and things out there. So that'll be a new destination for me. I'll be going out there and visiting. Be cool.
Well, depending on where you are in the state, you'll be only a couple of hours from me. But depending, Chattanooga's only 2 hours. Nashville's like 4. Like it's a big, wide state, very wide state.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. For sure.
Memphis is like 3.5. I can't remember.
Yeah, I went there once for Warrior Dash World Championships. Went to Milky Way Farms out there.
Milky
And
Way
that was,
Farms, 2015.
Yeah, dude, that was big time for me. I was super excited. Qualified at like a local race, and like you're invited to the Warrior Dash World Championships.
I did not interview you there, nor did I even, I think, know you yet. Because I would have remembered.
No.
What place were you?
I was in 2014 and 2015. I was in both. I was in the one in NorCal.
Right, but I didn't go to that one.
Oh,
But I went to Milky Way because it was a couple hours north, and we made an amazing video about it. But what place were you in?
I finished 14th, like not like my best showing,
Right.
but I mean, that's all right. Like I think I was still like a sophomore or junior in high school at the time.
So how many minutes
Junior.
off? How many minutes difference do you think you would be today than whatever that time was?
Oh, I could win that race now.
Yeah.
I don't know where I finished, but like, yeah.
You're gonna beat who won it that year? Max King. You gonna beat Max?
I think I could give him a run in a race that short, especially like that kind of course. Like there wasn't a ton of climbing. Like there was a big hill right at the beginning, and then you just like go play hopscotch for the rest of the race.
Right.
So, yeah, dude, I think like a course like that, I could probably do pretty well.
Now I'm dying to look this up because I always forget.
What?
I know Max won, but you know who the podium is?
I think Hobie was on there. I think he was on there both years. Wouldn't be surprised. I know Killian was off the podium because I met him there for the first time.
So this is hilarious. Just seeing this picture brings me so far back. So Max King number 1, $30,000. So bigger than Spartan, bigger than any race ever paid.
Any OCR prize purse.
Second place, Joshua McAdams, $10,000.
Really? Wow.
Third place, Brett Hales, $5,000. So when's the last time you won $5,000 for first at a race, right?
May.
Well, not a lot though, right?
Right.
Hobie
Yeah.
4th, Trip Hurt 5th.
Trip Hurt. His name is Trip Hurt.
What a great name.
What a fantastic name.
And then the women's that year, Bridget Franick 1st, Kimber Maddox 2nd, KK 3rd, Allison Morgan 4th, Mary Bellinger 5th. So like almost zero OCR people. It was just a fast race, and our fastest people weren't that fast yet, unfortunately.
Yeah, for sure.
Now it could have been like you. Who did you just mention that beat you?
Max King.
You, Logan. I'm just trying to think of the super fasties. Like you guys could have just cleaned up.
A Mark Batres could do really well there.
Why didn't Batres must have gone to the SoCal one?
I don't know. Like Mark Batres is a dangerous dude. Just for some reason, like he just misfires for some reason. Like he has completely destroyed me to where like my confidence was shot and I didn't know if I was going to be competitive, and then I would go out and podium the U.S. National Series race. But then like a few weeks before, he just like completely dusted me. So I don't know what happens to him, but he's like so capable of like putting together a perfect race and just like destroying everyone. Yet he just hasn't done it yet. I don't know why.
Yeah, I think this is one of the more interesting things I've discovered in the last couple of years is we tend to just reward what we can see and what we know, right? Well, Veejay is this good because fast. This person is, Hunter is good because he's strong, and it's the champion mindset is a whole other ball of wax. Like Michael Jordan did practice more than anybody else. Larry Bird did practice more threes than anybody else. Like, I'm sure Steph practices more threes than anybody else. It's not just the talent. It's a champion mindset. And especially in racing, I feel like whether it's this or the 100-meter dash or F1, I think there's so much that goes into it. Talent is X. And then it's like what it takes to be a champion. I think you're actually a really good example of a guy who's like setting these goals and playing as an athlete and choosing different things. And then like, oh, okay, I'm going to go get this thing. And then now the question is, can you keep it? Right? Like now it's a target on your back. You're a world champion, right? So it's a whole, I mean, even though you're still so young, right? I feel like, don't you feel like you probably have a pretty big target? You talk a good game, which I like, right? That puts a target on your back.
I think to some extent, yes, but like I'm really excited for the U.S. National Series next year. That is going to be insane, and I feel like there's going to be a ton more competition, like some new stars and some old ones coming back. I've heard that Hobie's coming back. He's going to battle it out with his son. I think that's going to be like amazing to see, but also I want to beat both those guys. That's like the goal. I want to defend the title, and getting a chance to prove yourself against someone who's regarded as like the greatest of all time. That's a dream opportunity. So I'm really excited he's coming back. We have like Rylan and like all the people that we've seen performing extremely well this year. And hopefully we can convince Hunter to come out and do the series again. If he can come out and do the series, I think it'll be the most competitive U.S. National Series that's ever been. And I'm really just excited to be a part of it, but also to prove myself against some, titans. So I'm looking forward to it.
So this is confirmed. Like Hobie's like, I absolutely want to race against Hawk, so let's do it. Like he's confirmed he's in.
Apparently, that's what he was saying in Utah, and some people talked to him and said he was coming back, and he got his hernia surgery specifically so he could come race the series with his son. So hopefully we see a nice, strong Hobie, because that's a very hard man to beat. And with that in mind, I'm getting ready for a beastly off season here to like really build up and be a different monster next year.
So let's just mess around here, okay? Because now I'm getting excited. So I very wisely booked my trip to Jacksonville. As soon as this Jacksonville happened, I'm like, I know they're going back there again. They love it, right? So it's probably going to be a U.S. National Series race, and they have, in fact, announced it. So
sure.
First event of the year, you, Hawk, Hobie, Rylan, Logan, Atkins. Do we think Kempson is coming back? He seems to be kind of like maybe he cares, maybe he doesn't.
I hope he does. I mean, he can perform really well. But
Right.
I honestly, that race is usually on a Sunday.
Oh,
and that
so
means
Hobie's out.
No calls available.
Hawk too? Hawk will not do it either?
I'm guessing. I mean, they're the same family. They follow the same religion. I would assume so, but maybe not. I don't know.
That's a big one.
I think so.
Well, that will be a bummer. So then we're moving to the second race of the year. But but wouldn't it be awesome? I mean, that would be 8-9 guys that could take 3 spots. We've never had that. We had like 5, 6 maybe, but to have 8-9 guys that 3 spots.
Yeah, dude. It's gonna be beastly. It's gonna be so cool. You right there?
I am. On the men's and women's side, this is the most new talent we've ever seen. Gets me very excited.
And I just had a conversation with some Danes this morning that would like to participate in the U.S. National Series again. 2 of them.
How they
So,
got that much time over here?
I don't know. Maybe they got like someone they can stay with or something. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
Yeah, dude. So I think Ida just gets better and better every year. And I think she can make a really strong showing if she does some like Spartan specific prep and comes out for a US National Series race. And you guys already know Leon. Like he can throw down. So we might have a very interesting US National Series in the beginning of the year.
What would Ida have to do? How does she compare speed wise to, say, Nicole?
I think it's something she can develop. She's not as fast right now, but she's very strong. And a lot of the racing style that happens in Denmark and the country surrounding is very obstacle dense. So she's 2 to 3 times as strong as she needs to be to get through a Spartan race course. Like it's effortless obstacles for her. It's not really a problem. So if she puts a little more focus into the run specific game, I think she can do well. And I heard, I didn't confirm this with her this morning, my bad, but I heard that she was leading Susanna in the Spartan race that she did, but then she missed her spear. So that's a task in itself to be able to do that.
I thought Susanna won something pretty handily recently. I thought I heard that.
Well, I think she did win, but I
she
heard
won
that
something like she won by like 10 minutes. It was crazy. So that's more than a spear, but whatever.
Right. Yeah, I don't think it was that one, but yeah, like she won the
Speaking of-
European Championships, didn't she?
Yes, but speaking of which, there's one more big one this year. Are we going to that one, or are we not going to that one?
I ain't going to that. You going to that?
Veej, why aren't you going?
What?
They're flying everybody now.
I'm not gonna go like fly for 18 hours to sleep in a tent, dude. That's not my idea of a good time.
This will make the social media. I'm clipping that for sure. That's perfect.
Yeah, dude. Like, I don't know. I think that's gonna be like the longest time-wise world championships we've ever seen. You know, it's gonna be like 3 hours because you're gonna be running through sand the whole time. It's gonna be like, it's not gonna be fast. Not gonna be exciting to watch. Like, wow, look how fast they're going. Like they're walking up this sand dune again. So I don't know. I've had a long year, a long season. I'm ready to like rest and relax and come back swinging next year. Like there's a lot of things that I think I can work on and improve. So I'd like to get started on that sort of thing.
Hey there, that was Veejay Jones. Thank you so much for watching. We appreciate you checking out all our fantastic content across the multitude of channels. We've got the podcast, we've got the videos, we've got the website, we've got the socials. Check us out everywhere that you can at Obstacle Racing Media on all those places. We love you, we miss you, we mean it. Gotta run.